Would you look at that? An absolutely wonderful engine bay. It looks amazing. Wow. I mean, that's oil. And correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but that should be inside the engine? So yes, hi, welcome back to Carbo, and we are back in the drive, probably for the first time since the Project Fox repair back in March, April time. And obviously the reason behind that as well, it was the summer, I wanted to enjoy Scarlet. However, with that being said, we're now closing in on the winter, and before the weather turns completely Scottish, there's a few things I need to turn my attention to, one of which being the rocker cover gasket, which since I bought Scarlet as well, I've always known about it. It's not exactly been faithful. In fact, I think looking at it, it's probably been over tightened at some point when it's been changed, because someone's had a go at replacing it before, because I can see around here that one of the screw heads is not in properly, so that'll need to be sorted. On some previous MOTs for Scarlet, there has been allegedly oil leaks. When I say allegedly, it's clear to see whenever she's sitting on a road long enough that yes, there is a small pool will start to develop. I believe that that's coming from the rocker cover gasket, because, well, yeah, it all pulls at the back of the engine and then dribbles down. And I've already done the CAS O-ring. That was the first job I done when I bought Scarlet. Memories. But I didn't feel advanced enough or brave enough at the time to actually take off the rocker cover and have a go. Let's change that. Now, before we can just whip off the rocker cover gasket, there is a few things that we need to do first. We need to take off the old HT leads, which are looking a little bit worse for wear in all honesty, and there's good news on that front. I've bought replacements for them. That was always something that needed to be done, so we'll do that while we're here, along with some fresh spark plugs as well. We need to get off the pipes round about. We also have to remove the bolts from the back here and disconnect some of the loom as well. So we'll start with the easier jobs. We can get in here. This apparently just makes it that little bit easier for getting everything done. If you remove that part of the loom and then get it out of there. That's actually off the CAS sensor, which, as I said, I've already changed. So that lets us get access in there to the screws. I believe these are 10s. Would you look at that? The one that's been threaded in the back, I think, is actually a 12. Yep. And it's been horsed into place, because of course it has. And it's threaded. An absolute... Why would somebody do that? It is very important though that when this comes out that we don't lose it into the engine, or else we'll never see it again. That feels like I can get in there with my fingers now. There we go. I would not be surprised if this isn't even the right bloody one for it. Put that in there. Get the other bolt out on this side. And voila, bolt number 2. So that should be, the coil pack is loose. And now, next job is remove these I've actually taken a picture of how these sit so that they're going back in the right spots. And then that's done. Next, remove these bits off. God, that's baked on. Probably be easier just undoing this first. And of course, because this is Scarlet, we have a screw rather than what we would normally have, because of course we do. So if I take that out of there, this just now has the pot just, God, that's properly wedged. And that's good enough. I actually probably didn't need to do that now. On to the next bit. Getting off all the screws. Now, they say that the best way to do this is you start from this one in here and you work your way down, out, round and back. That's for securing and removing. I have seen that some people do it with the whole, you know, oh, don't want to stress it, do it diagonally and that, but listen, the manufacturer guide says do it this way. I'm going to do it the way the manufacturer says to do it. So, here we go. I think I'm going to use the bigger one for this. More chance of purchase. Goes without saying, you've got to be careful on this. They don't feel very tight. You know what I'm also wondering here, looking at this? There's paint flakes coming off there. Surely this wasn't painted in situ and then they just... Oh, it can't have been. It would be daft. I would not be surprised though. One thing I forgot to mention, if you have one of these brace bars in, it's probably a good idea to remove that as well before removing the cover. Right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. There you are. The insides of Scarlet's engine. Well, the valves anyway. Oofed. Everything looks in reasonably good condition. One thing that everyone always says is now's the time to check and make sure that your timing belt is in good condition. The good thing is Scarlet's timing belt was apparently done about 6,000 kilometers before I bought her, so yeah, that's in very healthy condition. Thank God. I was worried about that. I thought if I open this up and this belt's a mess or it's slack or, you know, but yeah, that looks nice and clean. Let's get the gasket done. That actually doesn't look in the worst condition. It feels rubbery, but oh, it's a bit, yeah. Came out alright. The only thing is it's not got the wee grooves in it. when you contrast and compare between the two. That's the new one there that's got all the right bits on it. That one's got breaks, tears, rips. Yeah, it's seen better days. I was expecting worse, to be fair, but that's not too bad. So I'm just going to clean up all the channels first, then I'll get that fitted on, then we'll get it back on Scarlet. There is only, as usual, one way this can go. That away. Before anyone asks, yes, that is an OEM gasket, not cheap aftermarket. I actually think, just from fitting that there, yeah, that was probably an aftermarket one that was in, or an extremely worn OEM one. Feels much better. Now, let's clean up round about the head. Alrighty then. It's nice to actually see in here. So same again, clean up on all the surfaces around. You can actually see in the corner there, look at that, the amount of oil that was pooling in there. That's got to be where the leak has been coming from. Now, like I said, I actually changed the cast O-ring sensor. That's at the back of the engine bay there. It's an absolute nightmare to get to ordinarily. I think if you were doing this, you would ordinarily change both at the same time because it makes life easier, and that's obviously because you would have all this removed. It would then make life a doddle to actually get it out. Alternatively, if you're just doing the CAS sensor itself, it's not fun trying to get to the bolts at the back of the engine. It's an absolute pig of a job, but you know, I done mine just before I started the channel, so yeah, it's only been on a year odd, so yeah, should be fine. So let's get this all cleaned up, then we'll get the gunk put into the corners, then we'll get everything put back in. We'll speed this bit up again. Actually quite interesting thing down here, and at these corners we're going to put the stuff in, but it doesn't look like it's actually been done on this engine before, so that's probably why I'm getting one heck of a leak out at the back round about the cast sensor. Now for a small dod of this stuff, the Loctite SI5980, available at all good or indeed bad hardware shops for cars. Apparently we just need to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it's literally the smallest dot you put in it. Just in there. in here. You don't want to put too much in. It seems like maybe a wee bit too much. Dot in there. A dot in there. And then two at the back. One in there. Might be a bit too much. And one in there. I think a wee bit out there. Yeah. Ready for the new head. Back in she goes. That looks as if it's seated already. Hopefully that should be us. Right, so I was just looking up the specs for torquing down the bolts. So it's apparently 43 to 78 inch-pounds, right? That converts to 6.5 foot-pounds. It's important that you don't go wrenching the thing up to the point where you're trying to put 70 foot-pounds through these bolts, because they will snap. And nobody wants that, so just in a bit tight just now, and then I'll do the final torque. Right, so I believe I've got this set correctly. I'm going to creep up on it because I'm too scared of snapping the bolts. Alright, let's go back and do it properly. Has that just split? I'm back. Crisis has been averted for the moment. I have replaced the screwed bolt with another one that I found at my local convenience store. Yes, I've been away and back. I did consider buying replacement chrome bolts for this, but I thought, nah, no need, it'll be fine. Fucking idiot. Still, that's it done now. They were all actually torqued down bar. Oh, that's us, we're only using the one camera now. They were all torqued down, but unfortunately, yeah, that one bolt had to go and give up. Now, what some people say is you shouldn't even bother using a torque. A lot of people say you should use a torque. Personally, I would always use the torque, but to be honest, a lot of people say go to the point where it's hand tight and then go, and then that's us, and that's pretty much at it. That's basically what I've just done with the last one there anyway, so that it's nice and tight. Now then, all we have to do now is reconnect the stuff to the cast and then replace the what am I replacing again? I know I'm replacing the spark plugs, that's it, spark plugs and then the leads. I'll show you the leads in a minute. First though, let's get the old spark plugs out. 17mm ratchet, on here we go. Speed this bit up as well, I think. I'm going for in the middle at 15 foot-pounds for the torque. Of all the things. There we go. Now for the HT leads. As you can see, these old ones are pretty brittle and a bit of a mess and whatnot, so I can get rid of them. Replace them with these nice new shiny ones that look so much nicer. I think you'll agree. Right then, big question time. Will she start? And do we have any leaks? Wish me luck. Here we go. I think what we'll do now is leave her, let her get up to temperature and see if there is indeed any leaks. That's been a good 15 minutes now, and as you can see, no leaks. So apart from one snap bolt, today's top tip: always buy more than what you need. Yeah, it looks fine. I mean, obviously I'll keep you up to date. If it starts to leak again anytime soon, I'll let you know, but as it stands, everything's looking pretty clean and tidy, and we're all good. Thanks for watching as always, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.